of the Bradman Bunch, we have Mustard Overlord ringing as Roamer, I think. Pocket replacing Antecedent. So the lineups here for the Bradman Bunch, we have Animus and Triple on Scout, Supreme Toad on Roamer, Mustard Overlord on Pocket, Right Justify on Demo, and Figsy on Medic. And then for No Name, we have Rika and Elijah on Scout. Maybe Zebra also, replacing one of them, replacing Rika probably. Erp on Roamer, Kavito on Pocket, Mixer on Demo, and Rocket on Medic.
Oh, that sounds like, I recognize more of those names than I thought. Rocket King, infamous TF2 PugChamp god, I guess you could say, fittingly enough. But I don't know, coming into this game here, it's on Gully, and what are you expecting to see out of these teams? Do you think No Name's gonna play maybe a bit more aggressive? Because or actually, no, I'm wrong. It's on Process. My bad.
Yes, we are at CP Process. I am expecting a good match. The Bradman Bunch is 0-6 right now in Div 1. I didn't know their record was quite that bad. Well, No Name is 4-2. They had a really close match against Corandrum Off-White, which I casted the other day. That was a very, very close match on Snakewater, where they came out on top, I think primarily due to the aggression. They have a great demo in the way of Mixer. He's got some insane DM, and Elijah also, fantastic scout. Really just all around their lineup is DM heavy. They hit their shots. And I think it lets them make up a little bit for some mistakes that they'd make. They can just kind of go in and DM it. So what I want to see from them tonight is more coordination, more cohesion, see how they can put that DM to work. The Bradman Bunch, I was kind of surprised to see that they're 0-6 because, like, they are no slouches. They have a lot of really talented players on their team, and we'll see how Mustard Overlord adds to that. I mean, he's a very experienced player, been playing for a long time, has a very defined way of playing the game. So we'll see how he fits into a new team dynamic, because usually his teams are based around him and his playstyle. But I think he will play well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very interested. MXR. I've heard a few things about actually realizing. I think maybe a few threads. I don't know, but either way, I am excited to see his play. Or actually, is that Zebra taking the place of him? Zebra MXR?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I would be surprised if Mixer's not playing demo. He's very good.
Yeah.
But as far as this match being on Process, it's a scout-heavy map. The soldiers can struggle a little bit, so I'm wondering how that will affect Mustard Overlord's performance and his ability to take control of the match, how that's going to fit into the team dynamic. I think we're going to see some big things out of Mixer, some really good stickies. I think on the side of No Name, I'm going to be keeping my eye on Elijah and Rocket on Medic. He's new to the roster, and I want to see how he fits in, because Saga was playing pretty well, was fitting in pretty well with No Name. Gave a very respectable performance on that Snakewater match, and brought them to the win. So
yeah,
I've seen some good things from him before in Pug, so I'm expecting him to put up a good show for us.
All right, as you said, this is Process, and as you've been talking Mixer up a bit, I'm interested to see what he does on this mid. I'm gonna want to see if anyone on the side of on the Bradman Bunch is gonna maybe throw in a cheeky roamer fast bomb to deny him, super quickly, or something along those lines. I'm interested to see how they, at least the demos, deal with each other on mids, and how the teams play around for demos. Because while this is a scout-heavy map, this is probably one of those mids where having a fast demo can be very impactful, or at least very noticeable. And you have the flashy roamer fast bombs to try and deny that. So maybe we'll see some people zooming around the map tonight. which is always fun. And also, actually, as I see, do you know if we're going to see any sniper tonight? Because, Process very open map, when compared to other kind of more enclosed maps like previously Granary or, something along those lines. Pretty wide open, lots of good sight lines. Do you think we're going to see a lot of sniper tonight, or do you think these teams are, more known for sticking to the standard roster?
I would be very surprised if we didn't see any sniper at all. I know Elijah's a pretty scary sniper, but he's also very good on scout. So, me personally, I would want to stick to my standard 6 as much as possible. I think if I was either of these teams. However, I think we will see some sniper. I think we could also see some pretty good shots come in. There's some good aim. So it looks like the rosters are not fully finalized. They're looking for another ringer. Like No Name denied Syaf. I don't know who they're trying to ring right now.
Interesting.
But I hope that doesn't delay the match too much. But as you were saying, Process, one of those maps that, you're right, has a lot of rollout potential. There's a lot of different options that you have, whether you're on Soldier or Demo. You can choose to go really fast, you can take it slow. One of the great things about Process Mid is how many ways you can approach it. It's a dynamic mid, and in chat, the night is dark and full of ringers. That's an apt description, I think.
Yeah, I just came back from my scrims and we had like 2, 3 ringers today. So it's everyone today. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like the Halloween spirit. It just makes your core players just like incapable of playing. So you need to get ringers. I don't know, but something is certainly in the air tonight. And it's not Valentine's Day, so I'm not gonna say love. Probably some spooks going around. I'm not sure, but going in here, do you have like any predictions at all?
It's hard, because with all these ringers, some of which aren't even finalized yet, apparently, that could make the match go either way. I mean, a single player going replaced with another can change a team dynamic in really significant ways and tip the scales in one direction or the other. If I had to guess, based on the information I know now, I would say 5-2 in favor of No Name. My initial prediction was going to be probably still a win for No Name, but more generous towards Bradman Bunch. But I don't know. I guess it was just seeing their record on RGL made me lose a little faith in them. But I would love to see them prove me wrong tonight. But yeah, I'm gonna stick with my prediction of 5-2 in favor of No Name.
Yeah, I think I might have to follow suit. I'm gonna say 5-3 for No Name, but unfortunately, because I think they have some players that I know are really good, like Animus. I know is a very very good player, and so hopefully we can see him shine. And I think if they do win, oh, that was a bait. It looked like we were going ready for a second there, Caleb, but that was just a little bait from the teams. I guess just testing out our reaction speed over here. Just
That's a good sign.
Yeah. So that's what I'm expecting. I think from Bradman Bunch, and we're gonna win it. I think it's gonna come down to the Soldier agenda, also just forcing out Mixer, and it looks like are actually going live here.
Live.
No joke. All right, and take it away on this first mid, Caleb.
Alright, so I'm going to be watching Mixer on this first mid. High impact demo man. All eyes are on him to make a splash. He gets a pretty fast rollout going towards the pack by the rock. Shoots some stickies. Not a ton of damage as of yet, although Zebra is pretty low. He's at about 30 health. Zooming out towards the aerial perspective. Supreme Toad is the first frag from Mixer. There's a Mustard Overlord was in on Rocket. Very nice bomb from him. Gets cleaned up. But this is a 5-on-6. No, now it's a 3-on-5 right now in favor of No Name, even though Figsy is alive. No, goes down in the end. to Kavito, so a nice chase of the frag there, and that's going to give Rocket a pretty sizable advantage. Figsy not spawning for another 10 seconds if Rocket can just connect with a heal target real quick.
Yeah, that was really great aggression out from the side of No Name just to take control of that point. It looked like they got most of a high ground right there, and it looks like they're also just going to push in through second, or through choke onto the second right now. There's some, a little bit of resistance from the Bradman Bunch just trying to see if they can get some spam out. Looks like Vito going to be in a little exchange with Mustard, but Humphrey Tank helps him out. And then Supreme Toad also goes down on the side of Bradman Bunch, so they're going to be backing up, trying to furiously build. It's not a full Uber on the side of Rocket God, so I'm not sure if that was because he was disconnected on that mid fight, but looks like that's not going to stop them as they try to push in here on this last point. A lot of cap time,
1-0.
and wow, that's just all you need, Caleb. You just need cap.
Yeah, there was no fear from the side of No Name. I really liked Elijah spamming down the sentry with the pistol as soon as he could. They took advantage of the fact that the soldiers for the Bradman Bunch got caught out really early. Watching Zebra kind of biffs the rollout a little bit and takes even more damage. He's down to 44 health once again. They are just not letting Zebra get anything done on this mid. Scouts on the side of the Bradman Bunch trying to take some position. Mustard Overlord is in, gets denied with the bomb. Kavito takes out Supreme Toad. So already this is not looking great for the side of the Bradman Bunch. It's a 5v5, but the positioning is in favor of No Name at the moment, and Kavito jumping on top onto the small pack is going to help them even more. Triple gets a nice knee shot into him, so not going to go down quite yet. Does go to the pistol of Dit, but that's going to be another mid in the favor of No Name.
Yeah, once again at high ground, and also No Name was just really good at catching out people who were slightly overextended from their team. And as we see, a nice bomb in from Covito onto Zebra. Does manage to get him down actually, but is traded out. Nice pickup. And actually Mixer getting two, I think himself, one onto Mustard Overlord. And so that might prompt the push out from No Name. It looks like they're going through his choke right now. Trying to milk is going to be Rocket King, and it looks like he does successfully. And they get this second point relatively for free. Foggy Bottom or Big Z actually does have, their Uber, so they will be able to hold this Caleb, but not a great start for his first half for Bradman Bunch.
No, and I'm still unclear as if Mustard Overlord is playing Pocket or Roamer, because he's bobbed in pretty aggressive a few times. Look on the point, Elijah going straight in, gets the force. Really, really great work from him, completely denying the last offense of the Bradman Bunch, and now they're going to be in a really tricky position with the amount of Uber dis at 100%, with Big Z just spawning up now. It doesn't look like they want to move on it quite yet. Maybe they're just waiting for their full 6 right on heavy. And I'm waiting to see where they're going to push this through. It looks like 1 might be the route they want to take. But no, they're delaying a long time. I guess they have the time because of the Uber advantage. And here they come through 1. The Uber is popped. Cavito trying to get the damage onto Mustard Overlord. Does take him down. Rocket going up top. Going down to reconnect with his players. Rika on the heavy. Got to focus him down. And Figsy goes down too. Dit and Elijah exchange, but it's not going to be enough. That's 2-0.
Yeah, they had the Uber ad and they used it so well, pushing straight through 1, getting a bunch of cap time really early on. Same thing they did last push, and that's going to be 2 for No Name right now, looking very strong right now. I'm excited to see what they do on this mid. Mixer rolling out, going to be just trading out some span with Zebra right now. Looks like a Bradman Bunch going to be opting to take the right side right now, getting a bit of ground control. No one's gone in quite yet. Actually, No Name doesn't have a good advantage as Humphrey Tank does go down to Rika. And it looks like Bradman Bunch getting a lot of good damage. Mustard does go down, however. Zebra, Elijah trading down on both sides, a lot of damage, Caleb. And it looks like, actually, Bradman Bunch is going to manage to squeak it out somehow. Rocket God does manage to escape, so they are going to still have an Uber to hold on to the second point. But a lot better of a mid for Bradman Bunch.
Yeah, despite an initial player disad at the very beginning, the health from No Name just was decimated very quickly. And in fact, that could have gone even worse for them. If Mustard Overlord hadn't have died at the beginning, he could have jumped in at the perfect moment and gotten all the damage onto the combo of No Name, and that would have been a full wipe. It's okay that they didn't. It's a even Uber. situation now with both teams pretty passive. Actually, Mustard Overlord is in IT. He wants to push up. He wants to get this frag onto Ermp, who's so low. I think went down to 5 health, but Kavito's going to clean him up. That's going to stall the push just a little bit. You can see that Bradman Bunch are backing out of IT. They are back onto mid. They do not want to lose any more players, do not want to give up the space. It looks like No Name doesn't want to aggress just yet, but that's okay. They're up 2-0. It's only been 6 minutes, but no, Ermp is in. He wants the frag. He gets the force.
Ooh.
Really good from Ermp.
Yeah, it was a really good job by him securing that for his team. Mustard actually going up on the spy class right now, so maybe not the best time to do it when his team just lost their Uber, but he's on spy. He's going to be sneaking around, I believe. I'm actually trying to find him. I can't even see him. No, it
He's
looks
in
like
IT, standing on the little tub.
What a great spot. Looks like he's actually wrapping around behind. I think they know about him, though. Yeah, Kavito is going to take him down.
They smelled the mustard. And
They did.
Here comes the pop onto mid on the side of No Name. They're not going to get any frags with it, but they're going to get all the space that they need. Kavito goes down. That was a really cheeky little trap there from Zebra, so that's really good, and that's going to give the Bradman Bunch the ability to try and reaggress a little bit, not give this mid up for completely free. But their health is not looking great at the moment, and they're going to be forced to back out onto second, at least not losing anyone else.
Yeah, like you said, they didn't lose anyone else aside from Supreme Toad, and they luckily still have their Uber, and they managed to get No Name to use Uber, so they can leapfrog this back in, unless, something terrible happens, which hopefully not. Looks like they're going to try and take this through IT. It seems like they're going to leave this out on the triple. Going to be popping out fairly early and getting a lot of spam, but it looks like everyone on No Name backing off super quickly, and I don't think anyone's going to actually go down on their side, so this might be a re-aggression on their side, as they do have Uber, and they're pushing in a nice demo bomb from Mixer, getting a lot of damage. Humphrey taking down Figsy, and Mixer taking down Rika as well. And so this is going to be, looks like, a secure mid on the side of No Name. Looks like Mustard Overlord just trying to cause some distraction. Oh!
Late frags from the soldier. I was about to say that was perfectly played from No Name. They kited that Uber from the side of that Bradman Bunch perfectly. No one went down. Basically, no damage went down. And they came back in with their Uber, and they did a lot. It was just the Bradman Bunch soldiers that saved that for them a little bit and prevented this from probably being a 3-0.
Yeah, really great job as well by, I think that was Supreme Toad to take down Rocket God, so No Name does not have a full Uber, and then, actually, as I say that, Fixie does have maybe a 20%, and probably 15%, not really enough to use. But, they can peak with this, maybe, feign some aggression here, as it looks like they are trying to hold this last point, building up. I don't see any off classes, actually. So maybe they will try and get some early aggression here, but, they're 2 down, Bradman Bunches. They're on their last. They do have 20 minutes left in the half, but with the way these rounds have been going, they've been pretty quick, Caleb. What do you think they need to do to, I don't know, get back into this game?
I think they need a solid last hold. They want to get pretty aggressive right now, which generally I'm a fan of aggression, with Elijah getting there into lobby, kind of shutting down that aggression. I think I love heavy on this last point. I think the Pudis is so powerful. Ooh, wow, the force coming in from Ermp. You can't let that happen. You can't leave the flank open like that. He just came right in, and now they're in a very, very poor position, with Mustard not even coming up for another 4 seconds. And the server is frozen, I think.
Yeah. Oh, no. Server is frozen. We can only assume, because this happened 90 seconds into the future, that I'm just going to say that, judging by the state of things, No Name probably won their last push. They have 100% Uber. Mustard Overload is down right now on the side of Bradman Bunch. And I'm going to quickly try and pull up the logs, Caleb, to see if they can give me a little glimpse into the future.
So it turns out the server did crash. Not something you like to see in these kind of situations. Maybe it was a coordinated DDoS from the side of the Bradman Bunch to try and cut their losses. Have a little bit more time. Mustard Overlord, sneaky spy that he is, wants a little bit more time to strategize with his new team. That's my bet.
I agree. They were only 90 seconds too late, unfortunately, as it looks like it was a 3-0 for the side of No Name. And so, just looking at the logs here, I'm not sure if they're quite on screen quite yet, but it looks like Zebra doing a lot of work for his team, actually, going 310, top DPM in the server. Both of them was actually top damaging for their team. Zebra at 310, MXR or Mixer at 290. And so they've been putting out a lot of damage, but I think what it's really been coming down to is one of the mids for No Name are just a lot better, and it just feels like Bradman Bunch can't like get enough high ground, and they get like penned in like into these like very tight areas where they just take the same spam, and No Name can just bully them out.
Yeah, what I'm seeing is Mixer is supreme survivability right now. He's going 6-1. Rocket has 2 deaths, so that's great on its own. Figsy not doing too bad either with 3 deaths, but Mixer staying alive makes a huge difference. So much damage. Barely behind Zebra in the damage department with 292 DPM. But what I'm seeing on the side of No Name is they're doing exactly what I wanted them to do, which is to really get that coordination going, put their DM to work. The best example I have of this is that last attempted mid push from the side of the Bradman Bunch, where they came in with their Uber and it was kited beautifully by No Name. That was just about perfect. It didn't end up going too well because of some really nice coordinated soldier aggression from the side of the Bradman Bunch, but the idea was sound and their execution was very, very good.
Yeah, I am loading back in here into the server. It's a MGE server right now, so maybe we'll see some medic B medic MGE Snakewater mid. But I agree completely with everything you said, Caleb, as far as to what these teams are doing. But what does Bradman Bunch? I've asked it before. I'm gonna ask it again. What do they need to do to get back in this game? I think they need to probably slow it down. Seems like the game's been just going a bit too fast for their pace. They gotta control it. I'd like to see maybe some sniper, from them to just like force No Name into awkward positions and use their damage, use their soldiers off of that. Because I just think at the moment they're just kind of being swept up by No Name's aggression.
Yeah, No Name has come out of the gate very, very strong, very quickly, and Bradman Bunch has not been prepared for it. With this little pause, it might give them the time. Mustard Overlord has seemed not really completely coordinated with his team. All of his plays seem to be well thought out. That was a really nice air shot from Zebra. I don't know if the stream caught that. Yeah, okay, it did. That was a really nice pipe. But Bradman Bunch needs to stick together more as a unit and deny those bombs from Erf. Like when they were on last and Erf just bombs in from 4 and gets the force like that. He did that twice, or I think Kavito did it the other time. Or no, that was Elijah running in on Scout. Yeah, you can't let us just run in on your medic and get the force like that. You're going to be at such a big disad and you're not going to win that ensuing push even 5v6.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think it's a good job on Figsy to actually force there and to not drop. So good on them to recognize those situations. But the team as a whole has to minimize those situations. So even if you do have a good medic who is popping instead of dropping, you still don't want that in the first place. And so I think maybe it comes down to playing around as a team a bit more. Locking things down, making sure no one slips in for free. Make sure you keep full eyes on the Gavito and Umfree as they looks like we're getting the players back into the server. I'm just really gonna be looking on the second half for Bradman Bunch on the side of Mustard and Supreme Toad to see if they can like coordinate together to like deny Mixer a bit more on these mids, and also to see if they can get any good bombs or plays on the rocket.
Oh yeah, you have to kill Mixer. He's been walking wherever he wants right now. I mean, yeah, he had 1 death in that first half, which did end up going to 3-0. It didn't show on the stream, but the logs confirmed that it did go to 3-0 in favor of No Name. And while we're waiting to get back into the game here, I don't think that anyone on the side of Bradman Bunch is playing particularly poorly. I think they're all, they're putting up solid performances. I think I would like to see more from the scouts. On
Mm.
the side of Bradman Bunch from Triple and Rika, especially with Process being such a scout heavy map. Um, Having good scouts that are on their game any particular night can turn the tide of the game very, very quickly. Even if your soldiers are on point, and the scouts from No Name are putting up great performances right now. Elijah's been on fire, so you gotta shut down the scouts and the demo on the side of No Name if you want to have any chance.
Yeah, I completely agree. The scouts on Bradman Bunch do need to step it up a bit because Zebra, he's been doing the damage, and even just looking, the soldiers aren't too far behind their counterparts, and it really is at least from the DPM department, which not the main purpose of scouts, but still you do want to see them to doing a bit better, especially like you said on Process, which is such a scout friendly map. So hopefully we'll see that maybe on the mids, maybe a bit more roof control, high ground control, and just like maybe just better positioning and on a whole on the side of Bradman to win these mids and to maybe slow it down. Take those picks, send in those sacks, one by one, and try and just whittle down No Name's defense because I think they can do it. Personally, I think they do have the capability and the DM potential to take this game. I think it just comes down to their team coordination, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I would love to see what happens when No Name has to start playing from behind because they have been firmly in the driver's seat for the entirety of this match so far, that whole first half. And I think the cracks in their kind of playstyle will start to show the more they have to play from behind. I have to commend Rocket, who's been doing a great job this whole match, fitting in with the team dynamic of No Name very, very well. Um, Pretty much seamless transition from Saga, really. But
Yeah.
yeah, you gotta take one of these mids really convincingly. Get No Name on their last. A lot of teams struggle with both last pushes and last holds. No Name's last pushes when they were up against Yambo the other day on Snakewater, they were struggling with those a little bit. There was a good majority of the match where they were just like pushing last, or trying to push last, and they couldn't break the defense. But their last defenses were broken. Uh, I wouldn't say easily, but much more easily for them than on the side of Yambo. So if you want to take down No Name, get okay, awesome. Changing servers. Yeah, but just get them playing on the defensive, and take advantage of the fact that they want to be aggressive. They will extend into you. Mixer's gonna play like he's unstoppable, and you gotta show him that he is not unstoppable.
Yeah, I agree, and I think like you said on those last pushes. I'm just thinking to the last pushes here, and it really just felt like all of the last pushes that No Name won. It wasn't just a standard. All right, we're just using in. It felt like they had some advantage already. Like they already had two player picks, or they already had like massive Ubrad from killing Vermed previously, and it didn't feel like they were ever just like straight pushing last. Felt like they are always had a pick. So if Bradman Bunch can maybe stop maybe stop feeding when they don't need to, especially on those transition fights, and just making sure that when they're on their last, they're not giving No Name any unnecessary advantages. I think that could definitely help them.
Yeah, I agree. And they are going to be switching servers, I believe. We just got a new IP in the Discord, so we're going to be switching over to that STV, and hopefully that one's not as laggy and the game can start going once again for the second half.
Yeah, laggy servers, they're a bane. They're not fun. Not fun. It's about halfway through the season, Caleb. I'm trying to look at these players or these teams. their scores, their league history, I guess, for the season, and their placement. That's the word I'm looking for. And Bradman Bunch, they're 0-6. I don't know if they have a shot of making playoffs. I mean, technically, I guess if they won every single match, they could. But if you're on the side of No Name right now, you're looking at 4-2, so pretty good. But still, you're still at the point where every game still kind of matters, whether or not you make it. So I guess this is more of No Name's game to lose.
Yeah, I agree completely. The current Div 1 race is a four-way tie for first with Allen Gaming, No Name, Milky's, and HR Team. And all of those are very strong teams. I guess technically first place is Allen Gaming because they're 5-1. But I think any of those other three teams who are all 4-2 right now could easily take it. Milky's are great, HR Team is great, and No Name is playing great tonight. Showing that they are ready to be a top 4 team, ready to potentially win Div 1. They are second ranked right now.
Yeah, they definitely have been playing very well. And so I guess if you just, Bradman Bunch, you get to be Kingmaker, potentially. Which, that's always fun. You get to decide, all right, you get the pass, you don't get the pass. So, maybe deciding a bit of playoff seedings right here. This game might have if Bradman Bunch managed to pull it off the bag, or even just get some rounds because if you go past the wins and the losses, it goes to points and point differences. And I remember, I think it was season 3, where a High Five Demo Man did not make playoffs because they had a worse win differential than Rat Jail and King's Crew. So it definitely can have an impact. May not have an impact this season, but it definitely could. And placements, so that is still more incentive for No Name to do their best. Try and take every round that they can as cleanly as they possibly can. So I think with that, we do have one team readying up. And normally we don't do like halftime predictions, but do you have any halftime predictions for this? Who do you think is going to go huge? Who do you think is going to get the air shot? Who do you think is going to not? Who do you think is going to get air shot? What do you think is going to happen the second half?
I'm anticipating more dominance from the side of No Name, to be honest. I think Bradman Bunch can get around, but my original prediction of 5-2, I don't know if I'd stand by that at this point. This has been a much more one-sided match than I was initially anticipating. I think it could not be. There's the potential for Bradman Bunch to, stand up and really get themselves together. I would love to see Mustard Overlord playing with his team more. He is playing with the team, but I don't know. Something seems off sync. Kavito just air shot him during the pregame. While we're waiting for these teams to ready up. Let's see. More predictions for the second half.
I'm just gonna go out and predict it. I think Rocket King, no deaths.
No deaths. Okay.
No deaths. That's my prediction.
Well, I'm going to be watching him on this first mid and see if your prediction comes true. See what the new medic of No Name can manage to get himself into on this mid.
Yeah, looks like Mixer going to be rolling out through his choke, doing the little slide, so not taking any fall damage. A nice, early height control right now by the soldiers on No Name. Just controlling right now looks like Bradman Bunch just going to be going in fairly slow. A lot of soldier aggression right now on the blue IT. Right now, Mustard Overlord is going to be taken down to the pistol a bit. And it looks like, Rocket taking down Kavito, Elijah, and Rocket God all going down from really great, collapse on the side of Bradman Bunch. And Fixie does go down as well, so both medics are out of the game. It is just a 2v3 on this mid. I do think No Name are going to back out, recognizing the player disad. And that's going to be a mid win for Bradman.
Yeah, that looked initially really bad for Bradman. No Name was getting all the positioning, all the aggression. They did overextend, though, which is their big flaw, which I was talking about, is they want to get really, really aggressive. And Bradman Bunch capitalized on that. Both medics went down. No Name's going to be able to get in relatively cleanly here, I think. But Kavito goes down. That's going to give Bradman Bunch an opportunity to contest a little bit more. Here's the aggression that we need to see. Mixer needs to die here. There goes Triple with the shot onto Mixer. Really good from him. The scout work stepping up from Bradman Bunch in this half, it looks like, as they're going to try and come into second. The positioning from No Name really isn't there to try and contest. Ubers are about even, a slight advantage in favor of Rocket, but Mixer doesn't spawn for another 3 seconds. This could be a good opportunity for Bradman Bunch to put themselves on the board.
Yeah, it really is. It's probably the best they've had. No name. Oh, Critch Creek on the side of Figsy. This surprised us, and maybe surprises the other team. Hopefully it does. Looks like they're going in onto Zebra, but it is popped. The crit does not look like it's getting anything, but Ubers are popped on the side of No Name. Very unfortunate, Zebra, he's going to be jumping out. He does escape somehow. That was a really good jump by him to not die there. So everyone's going to be still up. Kavito did go down, I think maybe to force that or go into the back lines. But, I like the crit's idea. Definitely caught at least us off guard, Caleb. But they did not manage to convert anything with it. The problem is now...
I think this is okay for them because they didn't lose anyone on that initial crits, and they made the enemy team pop Uber. They're going to have crits before No Name has Uber, so they're going to have another opportunity to go in with this crit, get some big damage. It's going to be up to Zebra to get the stickies out, but now they have a 40% crits advantage, and they should be going on it as soon as they can, really. Because the longer they wait around, and here comes the crits coming in on the Mustard Overlord, actually, but there's a sentry. The sentry needs to be focused. Oh, and the reflect kill on Pyro to kill Triple. Disastrous, and the sentry putting in so much work. Sentry, a great counter to the crits Krieg, because the crits just don't affect that sentry gun. And here comes No Name pushing in. Elijah pressing W onto the point. They have Uber now. Supreme Toad wanted to go for the back cap. No, he's shut down from the pipe from Mixer, and that's going to be the second, going in favor of No Name once again.
Yeah, I think that was Elijah on the Pyro, just shutting down that crits, sending Triple into the sad zone. You hate to see it. You walk in with your Uber and you just get a crit rocket in your face that was from your soldier originally. So not really the best push tonight. But luckily, Figsy's still up. I think still on that crits though. So it is becoming a little bit of a burden because No Name do recognize it.
And the crit comes out. Zebra kills Kavito. Not going to get anything else. I apologize for interrupting, but I saw just the huge bomb from Supreme Toad. I couldn't resist. And they're gonna get this second cap. Bradman Bunch is, and they're gonna be looking to try and push into last relatively soon. I think their position is still pretty far back though, so maybe they're gonna wait. Yeah, that's probably smart because they're at a 60% Uber disad and they're on crits. As here comes the Uber really early. Mixer jumps up into the sky once they get the stickies out. Elijah jumping forward as far as he can, but the frags are going okay for them. They have 2 frags as opposed to Bradman Bunch's 1, and they're going to retake second. But they're going to be at a big disad for this crit.
Yeah, this is probably the best time for this crit to be going in, as there are no Ubers on play on the side for No Name, and it's just going to be, Figsy popping his crits onto Zebra, trying to get any damage that they can. Doesn't look like anything is going to go down. Elijah does take down Figsy, actually. Triple Zebra and Rika all taking down MXR Kavito on the side of No Name. And that's just really great regression from Bradman Bunch. The crits didn't really do much there, Caleb, aside from, maybe scatter a few players around. But it was just for re-aggression on the side of Bradman that allowed them to win that.
Yeah, I was going to say, there was a beautiful kite there from Rocket God, just anticipating where the crit sticky was going to be real fast and just going around the corner. And honestly, I didn't really see what happened after that. I was trying to watch. I saw Figsy went down, and I thought, oh man, this push is going terribly. But they managed to turn it around. Really impressive work from Bradman Bunch as Mustard Overlord is jumping in onto second, gets some good positioning, and I think that death was worth it. He put in a lot of work, but the team's not really in the position to capitalize on it, so No Name's going to be recapping with a 30% Uber advantage for the side of No Name as they're popping in. Is Figsy still on crits? That's the question. Yes! Okay, Figsy's still on crits. Wonder if they're going to be expecting this as it's popped out onto Zebra. Not going to connect. The crits is not doing fantastic tonight. No Name, I think, is just really prepared for them as... oh, a nice direct hit there from Kavito or Ermp. I think that was Ermp actually. And yeah, there comes the collapse from No Name. Zebra triple, Big Z down. Rika gets Ermp, but trades his own life. And that's going to be only 2 up on the side of Bradman Bunch, just the soldier. Supreme Toad trying to do what he can, but no, Mixer's going to get that frag, and mid back to the way of No Name.
You know, that didn't look too bad for Bradman Bunch because while they still had crits, they did manage to force No Name's Uber as they popped into choke. But the problem is that even with that crits out, they tried to walk into second, and they just got collapsed upon because they didn't have any positioning or any Uber at all. So that was a good situation, but it went unfortunate for them as Kavito does bomb in, making some space for his team. Looks like No Name is going to be pushing in here, but Mustard Overlord getting 2 frags, saying maybe not today, and it looks like it's going to be a call for a bomb in out the side of Supreme Toad, trying to get onto the demo, but Mixer, a nice pipe onto him, taking him down. Kavito taking down triple as well, and it looks like there is only going to be 3 up on the side of Bradman Bunch, going back to their last. Actually, they're still on crits, and he gets it!
Wow. I was gonna say, Figsy is still on crits. I wonder if this is the new perma crits, the mustard effect. But it worked out a little bit for them, slowed down the push, but they don't have the positioning and they lost a lot of people. Kavito goes down, they're gonna have a nice opportunity to try and reaggress if they want, but no medic is not gonna help them. And the best thing they can do right now is just kind of peek, which is what they're doing. They don't want to commit to anything too crazy right now. Just see what the situation is. Supreme Toad jumping in, get that positioning on the point, try and bully them out. It's not working. Supreme Toad goes down, back out, try and set up for last a little bit more.
Yeah, you know, that crits maybe saved the round there. You know, not that Bradman Punch is gonna win, but you know, it stopped them from losing because now they're still on this crits. You know, if you don't crits, if the crits doesn't work once, crits again. I think maybe is the motto. I'm not quite sure, but I think that's what Bradman Bunch is using today. It's like crits out of. Oh my god!
The mustard crits.
Oh my god!
Comes in Mustard with all of this fat damage. His stats are going to be very, very high for this second half as Bradman Bunch gets the second point back. But the Uber advantage back in the favor of Rocket, and they come in and they're cleaning house a little bit. Only 1 frag, so Bradman Bunch has done a decent attempt at kiting. Is Supreme Toad gonna get Rocket? No. Goes down so low, 19 health. But Rocket's gonna survive, and Bradman Bunch needed that frag. Rika's gonna try to keep aggressing as Mustard Overlord goes down behind. He was doing a very, very good job of distracting. But things are gonna stabilize now after a very scrappy fight, with Figsy with the slight crits advantage still.
Yeah. It looks like
Ermp is on Pyro as well.
Ooh.
Okay, so they're countering this crits play by going Pyro. Ermp wants to reflect the rockets, especially from Mustard Overlord. Not going to let another Mustard crits happen like that again. Quick adjustment from No Name. I like this. I like using... Oh, but the taunt from Ermp, this crits comes in. He's not prepared, and the Uber comes out as well. But no one's ready. All of this is pure beef as Dick goes down to 30 health. No one's going to clean him up. Rika does go down to Elijah, who's on a 5-kill streak. Kavito gets taken out by the sticks of Zebra as Mixer's in through 1. He wants to aggress, and now he's joined by Elijah and Rocket, so they have a good opportunity to get in. Elijah just killing the world right now. 7-kill streak.
Oh
is he going to get
God.
Zebra as well? He does go down, gets the assist. Really, really nice play. 4-0.
Yeah, Elijah just went huge. And it looks like we're having a heavy to... Oh, okay, no. He forgot the switchback. That's okay, though. It almost looked like we were having a heavy to mid there, Caleb. You know, we had the Pyro, had the heavy, too. Not in this game, but it looks like, you know, some really fast aggression on the side of Bradman Bunch, but Supreme Toad isn't going to go down for it. Humphrey Take gets that pick, and it just looks like, you know, Bradman Bunch going to try and go this right side, wrapping around. Both teams are on this process mid right now, and aside from that one pick, both teams playing a bit passive right now, and it looks like, you know, good, you know, high bomb from Kavito, getting a lot of damage. Mixer taking down Rika, actually, and that's going to be the first pick in this very extended mid-fight, actually. Humphrey Tank does go down, but Mustard Overlord is traded down. Kavito with the panic attack getting Figsy. Oh my god, what a weapon. Zebra taking down Kavito as well. taking down Zebra actually, and it is just a huge frag fest right now, Caleb. Mixer gonna be taking down a triple finally, so No Name wins that.
No Name was just faster. They were more confident. They were rotating faster, and they had the coordination. Mustard's on spy once again. Yeah, that mid I think was a good microcosm of the game, really. With No Name just fast, they move. And it's not that Bradman Bunch doesn't have any coordination, because I think they've been much better in the second half. They have a level 2 sentry already up. Mustard Lord gets the revolver kill on the Kavito. Nice pick. He's still up. He's dead from Mixer. But No Name just moving in with a lot of confidence. And now they have a 30% Uber advantage coming into last. A player out as well. They need to get this sentry very, very fast. No one's shooting it. A nice placement, but it does go down. Zebra's down, so no stakes on the point, and they're getting all the cap time. The scouts have to come in and try to stop it. Rika trying to do whatever he can, and Figsy gonna pop the crits and try and save the round. Not gonna be enough. 5-0.
That's unfortunate. You know, if that crits, if a projectile class was up there, Caleb, with that crits, maybe they could have held it because No Name was all on the point, just trying to get that cap time. But unfortunately, it was just a scout, and a scout crits is not the best, especially in that position. So that is going to be No Name taking it 5-0 against the Bradman Bunch. And while I appreciate the crits play from Brad, they were trying to use it to its full effect. I respect that. They just weren't looking too hot out there.
Yeah. Looking at the stats right now, did anyone? Okay, so Zebra went positive and Rika went positive. Supreme Toad 3 and 10, 162 DPM, really struggling to make those bombs work in the second half. Mixer going 10 and 5, top fragging, top damaging, I believe too. No, Zebra had 296, so Zebra was putting out a lot of damage. Really good as a ringer, but Mixer was just, I would hesitate to even say playing better necessarily, but playing with his team more. The cohesion of not being a ringer, being a starter player, definitely showing in that demo matchup. But the scouts from Bradman Bunch stepped it up in that second half. They were doing better. Rika in particular, I think, was getting a lot of cleanup. Triple was putting out more damage, but Elijah went 8 and 1. So honestly, there's not a lot you can do about that.
Yeah, looking at this, I think Supreme was in the stat zone. Roamer 3 and 10. He's a roamer, so it's his job to sack in. But still, even as a roamer, you're going 3 and 10. That's not very fun. So I think maybe it's just on to the flank of Bradman not really finding the openings there to get in and create chaos or space for their team. And it's overall, it just seemed like, I don't know, No Name had better control of mids. They were playing a bit more together, a bit tighter as a unit. It seemed like they were really good at maintaining high ground and just focus fire in general. While Bradman, they had these wild kind of like out there plays, with the crits and the which sometimes it did work, but it just felt like they didn't have the team cohesion to follow up on these kind of like spectacular plays when they did work. Because like Mustard would go out, he that one crit from rollout. He got to really good stuff from him, and the second point was clear, but the rest of the team just wasn't there to capitalize off of it. So if you're going for this, Hail Mary shots or Hail Mary plays, Caleb, and you get them, but your team can't follow up on it, that's something you have to focus on, I think.
Yeah, I agree. The permacrits play right out of Shade's playbook. He loves running his crits. And yeah, it worked okay. Some of those mustard crits were pretty fat. But I don't know. I think No Name anticipated it. I mean, they had the pyro to counter it, but they didn't even really need the pyro. Because Bradman Bunch wasn't, despite the idea being there, it was clear that it wasn't well rehearsed enough to be fully effective. The crits would come out at decent times, but then the players wouldn't be in position to get the cleanup kills. and maybe 1 or 2 frags would come from the crits, but not enough to really tip the scales of the fight. And then Rocket would just have this huge Uber advantage and pop right into them. And Uber versus crits, Uber's going to win every time, every day of the week. So, an unfortunate situation for Bradman Bunch.
And so I think that is going to be it. Unfortunately, Bradman Bunch going continuing their loss streak in the season, I believe. And on the other side, No Name going to be going 5-2. I think is the correct scoreline
Yep.
now. And they, my prediction was not right. Rocket died instantly on that first mid, so you hate to see it. But otherwise, a good job from him and his team to pick up this win. And they, before we sign off, any shoutouts?
Um, just antlers on production and all of the viewers out there, everyone watching from home.
I'm gonna veto that. The viewers, antlers. I'm gonna say my team minus rep, Mal, Discord, and all the people who still play TF2. Let's go. And I think that's gonna be it for us here at Fireside. Thank you for watching, and good night.